guys, I am down to the wire because we were trying to confirm some things with my assistant and working on the website. Thank you so much to everybody for feedback. When you hop on, if you want to say hi, because no one's on here, and I think normally I have somebody on here for a lunch break. But I want to say thank you to everybody who got on my email list. You already were on my email list and you went through and looked at the things on the website and gave us feedback on that. It is really important because a couple things, there are things that we weren't sure if we wanted to do it this way or this way. And so what your feedback gives us is, pushes us one direction or the other. And then some things are just not set in place right now. So currently we have flat rate shipping there on the website, but that's not how it'll be. It'll be calculated. And so we're just trying to get all of that figured out. And one thing that I'm very curious for those of you who do shop online, if you buy more than one product through a website, do they just calculate shipping automatically? Or do you have an option to have the person calculate combined shipping? And if you do have the option of having somebody do combined shipping, how do they do it? I would be very, very, very interested if you would just shoot me a Facebook message when we get done here and maybe say like, hey, I shop at so-and-so site, and if I buy 4 things, then here's what I do. Because I'm not sure if it's something where it just is what it is when they calculate shipping, or if it's something where I say, okay, if you get multiple items, then pick up, say that you're, select the local pickup option and then email me, and I will, invoice you separately for shipping once I put those things together. To me, that would be something that would be important because I'd want to get the best deal I could with shipping, if that makes sense. I'm just not sure, and no one I've talked to really is sure on how to make that happen, because antiques are not like normal things when you ship them, because they're all, random sizes. So it's not just like they fit nicely into a box. So thank you guys for everything, and probably Friday night it will go live for anybody who is not on the email list, and hopefully we're planning on having more products in there by then, but we're just trying to get all the kinks worked out because technology, you love it and you hate it at the same time, right? At least that's how I am anyway. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to do some Valentines first so that I can get them out of the way. I've got 2 bears, and I tried flipping my camera again, just like I always do. And again, it didn't work. It will work when I go live in my Staging Your Antique Shop group, but it will not go live or flip on my page. It makes absolutely no sense to me, but it's beyond my control because I can't just send Facebook a message. So these are just, my heart belongs to you. Please be my Valentine. You sure go over big with me. So you've got 2 bears, and the 2 bear Valentines are $8. So how this works, if you haven't done a sale with me before, is you are just going to say what you want, and then you are going to private message me your email address and zip code. And then when we get done, I will take a few minutes and get shipping calculated for you. And then I will send you an invoice through Messenger, and then you can pay it that way. This one looks like it has a little stand, so you can stand it up to the one I love. So you're getting these 3, we'll call them more romantic Valentines, and these 3 are $15. So $15 for the love. And then we've got some more kitty ones like I had last time. Number 2. To the sweetest one of all. And it looks like that would actually fold. Another kitty holding a Valentine. And then another one that's pretty big, and it also has a little fold so that you can make it into an easel and have it stand up. So you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kitty Valentines for $20. So 5 kitty Valentines for $20. So if you want that, you're gonna comment sold kitty Valentines. Okay, next up we have a couple of little spindles. These look great like in a white bowl. You can hang them on the wall, tie them with some fishing line, or drill a hole through them, stick them in a little low vase. These are also the type of thing that I made the Christmas ornaments out of if you followed my 25 days of Christmas. So you could do that as well. So $6 on these 2 spindles. And you know what I just realized is that I don't have my tape measure here this time. Okay, since ice picks have been such a success, I grabbed some more. We've got 4. This one is round, and then this one I would say is more square all the way to the top, and then these are a little bit more beveled. This one you can see is a little bit more bent, but the handles, some of them would have had advertising on them, but it is just so rubbed off that it's really hard to see what it would have said at one point. So we are selling them as the bundle because you could put them in a vase or a bowl. You can stab them into a flower frog, hang them on the wall. This one has been drilled with a hole in it. So you're getting 4 for $20 on the ice picks. Okay, then I've got, we're gonna sell these 2 together. These are hog scrapers. You've got a bigger one and a smaller one. Now what you can repurpose this with is put a paper towel holder over it, and the weight of this will, keep your paper towel there in place. You could really do toilet paper if you wanted to as well. This has had some wire on it and been hanging on the wall. So they are a little bit different sides, but these are hog scrapers. That one's a little wet. I was washing it off. So $30 on this pair of hog scrapers. Okay, next up we have this little baby masher. I don't know if it was used for like citrus, or if you used a small one maybe to push tarts. That probably makes sense. Small pies and little tarts. So this is a cute little masher for $5. Here is more of a normal sized masher, so you can kind of see in comparison for your size. This one is very raw wood, and it's got a little, what would you call it, a slit here in the handle. Both of them will stand up, and they are $5 for the small one and $12 for the larger one. And then I also have one that would have gone in those like metal strainers, and so you could push like fruit through. So this would fit down into that cone space a little bit better than a masher that is flat. This one is $10, so you just need to make sure and specify which masher you want, if you want one of the mashers. Then we have this little baby oil can. It's got a super cute shape to it, and it is $5 for the little oil can. And again, you can take like a paper clip or any kind of wire, stick down in here and clip something to it. You can just take a clip and put a picture or some little ephemera on there for display. So you got lots of options on that little oil can. Okay, next up we have 10.5 covers. We're calling it 10.5 covers. So there's one, and I'm calling it a half because you'll see it's broken. 2, 3, 4, we've got 5. I've seen these turned into Christmas ornaments. 6, 7, I better not talk and count. 8, or I'll forget what I'm doing. 9, 10, and then another girl bought a ton of these off of me, and she used them on her drawers, and then put the knobs through here. I can't remember if she actually used doorknobs or just other knobs, but she did that just to cause some visual interest, and it looked really cute. And then we've got this one, which is our half. It's got some great chippy paint on it, but it has been broken off up here, you can see, but it still looks neat. So you could apply these to a board and add hooks to them, or do like a door plate, but for a drawer. So you've got lots of options on these, on a craft project. I've even seen these turned into angels, actually. So you've got 10.5 door plates for $40. Okay, next up we have some biscuit cutters. All of them have wooden handles. These 3 are pretty much the same shape. The dark here at the bottom is just from some water. And then this one is a little bit different handle, and it's just smaller. So you could do all kinds of things with these. You could use the hole and hang it, or use a command strip or something. You could turn them into magnets. You can throw them all into a bowl. You could use them. So you got lots of options. So you're getting 4 biscuit cutters for $20. So 4 biscuit cutters for $20. Okay, then we've got a little crock here. The stamp on it is kind of messed up, but I think it's RUEKEL''S. And actually when I was searching this to see if I could figure out if that was supposed to be an R or a B or what it was, there possibly was a Ruckel's stoneware in Moulton, Iowa. So I've got one customer who is very obsessed with Moulton because that is a local town, and I can't remember where I purchased this, so I don't know, but is in a local town, and she loves Moulton, so I'm going to reach out after this and ask her about that. So $20 on this little crock. The crock is the perfect size for some wooden spoons. Now this butter mallet, it's not going to be the right size, but wooden spoons proportionally would fit in here really well. So your kitchen utensils. You could also just throw a paper towel in there just to have it be in a housed location. Put a plant in there. So $20 on that stoneware piece. Okay, next up we have some copper molds. These are ones that have the little hanger, so you could hang it on the wall. You could put these with a candle and some greenery in them and use them both on your table scape for like Easter. So you've got a few different ways that you could repurpose these. They're both in great condition. So you've got $10 on the copper molds. Okay, next up we've got a bucket, and I have not sealed the bucket. You can see that it's had some different kind of holes or hardware on it because it is like that on both sides. But it's got a great shape and patina. It's not your just average bucket. And then if you look at how the handle is as well, that is super unique. So you could spray it with a sealer, a clear coat. You can throw toilet paper in it. You could use it as a planter. You could keep your kids' toys in it. Got lots of options on this, and you can use some kind of hook and hang it off the wall as well. $20 on this bucket. Okay, next up we're going to go with a smaller picnic basket right here. You could add this higher up on your picnic basket stack. You can actually use it. This would be something that would be a good display for our Saturday design dilemma. One of them was wanting to know about decorating above kitchen cabinets. So a picnic basket would be a nice addition up there. You can store stuff in it, put your kids' toys in it, grandkids' toys in it. So you've got lots of options for that. $20 on the picnic basket. Okay, then we've got 3 butternut coffee tins. One is a regular grind, one is a drip grind, and one is fine grind. So we've got regular, drip is the one with the little navy, and then fine grind is the one with the green here. So these have not been clear coated either, they're just as is. So the regular grind is a little more rusty than the drip grind. And then the fine grind on the inside is not very rusty, but it has a lot more patina on the outside. So you could keep these all stacked, put them in your windowsill, above your fridge. You could use them for storage. I was going to try and line up all the seams so that they were lined up, but just tell me which one you want. They're $15 each. So you got fine, regular, and drip. Okay, then we've got a couple of cheese boxes. This one is a Wisconsin sharp cured blend. It's a good solid box. You can see the advertising really well on that one. This one has been opened upside down, and it is Wisconsin self-cured blend. So the image on this one is not quite as bright, but the wood patina is a little bit darker. And like I said, this one is going to be one where it'd probably be better if you're wanting to be able to read the advertising to turn it like this, so that you have a little shelf, and then you could do a little display up here on top, where this one with your writing, you are probably going to want to have it up. So these even look good stacked, and I've seen cabinets made out of these, having the cheese boxes as the drawers. So that's a repurpose idea that you can use. So $15 each. So I would just say smaller cheese box or larger cheese box, so that I know which one you want. Now I'm worried that either 1, I'm not selling anything today, or 2, I'm not seeing comments. So it has happened before that comments do not show up while I'm live for some reason, and when I come back to watch the video, then the comments are on there. So would somebody please at least say hi to me so I know if there's comments working or not? If the comments are not working, then I will just go through and watch this afterwards. And just know that if more than one person said that they wanted something, I do take a first in line, a second in line, and if whoever it shows up on my phone is who's in first place. Okay, so know that if you show up first on your phone, you're always going to show up first on your phone if it's close. So I'm thinking, since no one's even telling me hi, that comments are not working today. So that will just be what it is. Okay, so we've got this little travel suitcase. It doesn't have the mirror in it anymore. I'll double check the smelling. It doesn't smell musty or anything. I didn't think it did, but sometimes my memory is not the best. So this is actually, I brought this home from the shop and I set it up on my mudroom lockers with a bunch of other suitcases. These are really nice because they have great texture and great color. You could even put this above your kitchen cabinets, but great for storage. So you could stash all kinds of things in here. And if you had kids or grandkids, I mean, what kid's not going to love carrying around their Hot Wheel cars or Legos or something in a suitcase? So lots of options on this. So on this little travel case, it's $20. So $20 on the travel case. And then kind of to go with it, I just picked this up, and this is actually one of the images that we're going to use on the new website. This one, it has the great stripe. It is pretty fragile though, so I don't know if you can see, it's squishy. And let's see, the back corners are a little bit squishy. So right there is probably pretty squishy. So this would be, if you're gonna do a suitcase stack, this one's gonna be the one that you want to go on top. And then you could do a little travel case on it. That's not gonna be too heavy for it, but I wouldn't plan on going a lot higher with it because I'm not sure that this suitcase could handle that. So it has a great leather handle, the great stripe on it, and an awesome interior. So like I've mentioned before, on these suitcases, if you take an empty frame and set it in here, it will kind of wedge the door or the lid open so that you can do a little vignette in here. It's just a different way to display what you have. So $20 on the striped suitcase. Okay, then we have a couple of wooden spools. So I've got this one that's fatter on the top and the bottom and has some green on it. And then we have this one that is a lot taller and tapered, and it is 10, and the bigger one is 15. But these both have holes in them, so you could use them for candles. I actually have like the inside of a clock, and it will sit in this slit pretty good, and so I like using it for displaying that as well. So I don't think a card would fit in here, but if you had like some buttons like you used to pin on, like a button would probably display in there really neatly. So 15 on the larger one, 10 on the narrower one because it's taller. Okay, then we have this cute little wooden candlestick holder. I just love the shape on it. I actually grabbed it because I was going to use it as a Christmas tree base when I was doing my 25 days of Christmas projects, and then it didn't ever happen. And so I just have that feeling with it that would make a good tree base, but you could do all sorts of things in it. If you have some little eggs for Easter, they would sit here, nestle in here on the candlestick holder. You could use it for a candle. So just set it out because it's a neat piece of architectural salvage. So $5 on the little candlestick holder. Okay, then we're going to sell 3 blue bottles together. This one is extra wide, and you can see that it has the grooves on the sides. And these, I've had a whole bunch of them sitting in my windowsill before. I just love the way that the sun shines on them. And this one's still got the lid on it, the Phillips Milk of Magnesia. And if you're just joining me, just know that my comments are not showing. So whatever you're saying, I will see it later, and I will just reply to your comment like, hey, you got the item, hey, you're second in line, or whatever. So thanks guys for bearing with me on today's issues. Genuine Phillips, made in the USA. It's embossed in the bottom. I forgot to even look at the other ones. This one is a design patent pending one. And then the Milk of Magnesia says Genuine Phillips, made in the USA. So these are the same bottle, just one has a lid and one doesn't. So $15 on the 3 blue bottles. Okay, then we have a few of these little copper molds. This one has an acorn on it. We've got cherries and a pineapple. So again, these would look cute hanging on the wall. You could totally forget about what the pattern is and just use them kind of as a bowl and put some greenery or moss for spring. Do some moss or plants. and do a little vignette inside each one of these, and then I could see them sitting around a table. So that would be an idea. If you don't like the copper color, just remember you can put some paint on anything and totally change the way something looks. So you're getting the 3 molds for $15. Okay, next up we've got this wooden box. The lid is hinged, I thought. Well, I have polyurethaned the hinges super tight, I guess. I must not have opened it for a while. So this is just a wooden box. You can see that there's leftover red paint on the inside. It has been polyurethaned. So the hinges are pretty tight, obviously, because I was just scared to open it. But this would be something that you could put on the back of your toilet. Like in my master bedroom, I have a couple of wooden boxes just stacked on the back of the toilet. You could put this in your office and stash or envelopes in it, because to me it looks to be about that size. So hide your remote control in it if you are always worried about the kids dropping it, which is what our kids do. So $30 on this wood box. At one point, it has been attached to something, but I have no idea what it would have actually been used for. Okay, next up is a cherry pitter. This is something that it will stand, you know, how it's built. It will stand like this, which is technically upside down, but you could always clip it to a shelf, especially if you have the, you know, popular open shelving. You could clasp this down to your shelf and have that be how you display it. It does still move and everything. And this one says 2031 Cherry Stoner, patent March 31st, 1903. And up here it says number 18. 2055 is the number on this side. And Enterprise Manufacturing Company, Phila, USA. So I'm thinking that this is 1903. I honestly can't tell, but I think it's 1903. You're not going to be able to tell because it's backwards, but I guess you can hold a mirror to it and see what it says. So on this cherry pitter, it is $75. So $75 on the cherry pitter. Okay, then this is something, it's a white enamel piece. It goes flat, it hangs on the wall, and then water would come out here. It's something to do with nursing. It's been a while. I've had another one and I looked it up, and then, you know, my brain, if it's not super, super important, I forget. So I've already forgotten what it actually was, but I did look it up, and it's something to do with nursing. But you could hang this on the wall and put a towel in it in your bathroom. You could put a plant in it. You could just do some eucalyptus branches. Lots of different options on what you could do in here. Kids could have a heyday making a mess as well. So $30 on this white enamel piece. Okay, then I was excited to get a buttocks basket. This one is awesome. It's got this light blue color, and there's no doubt about it that it's a buttocks basket. $30 on the buttocks basket, and I don't really remember there being anything major with it, wrong with it. So $30 on that. Okay, then our butter, I'm gonna draw a blank. Butter, stirs butter. Butter, $15 on this one. This has some great patina. I think if you oiled it up with some like hemp oil or something, it would look even more awesome, or even just cleaning it with orange glow. Orange glow and wood is like something that I love. It gives it a nice shine, it hydrates it really well, and it soaks in, so it's not like just oily and sitting there on the top. This is an SE ledger. It is a miniature accountant book number S135, and it is alphabetized here, and there is absolutely no writing in it. It is completely blank. So some fun things you could do with this is have this be your sign-in at your wedding or a baby shower. Oh, there is some writing. There's just not very much. You can, repurpose it for other things as well. So just something to do, or I like to have a bunch of them stacked. Just gives some good appeal, and rip the papers out and use them for some project. So $15 on the ledger. Okay, next up we have a little mailbox. I had to get this mailbox ready for another girl, and she ended up picking the larger mailbox. This one has a pink stripe down it for some reason, and then there's pink there, kind of like Pepto-Bismol pink on the flag. So some different ways that I've seen these repurposed is, yes, you could stick it on the shelf. It's going to be Valentine's Day. You could totally do something fun with the kids, have them put little like, I'm grateful or I'm blessed little notes to everybody in here. So you could set it in your mudroom or something. But I've also seen them where they will stand it up and use it for your toilet paper, and then have made a rod to actually keep the toilet paper in it. You could also use it as a trash can, so you have lots of options on how you want to repurpose it. So mailbox is $45. Then this is a fun metal drawer. It's divided. I have not sealed it or anything, I don't think. It's got some great patina on it, a great handle. You could use this just as your bottom piece when you're layering. I have displayed it on its side and used this as a little shelf, and this, and magnet postcards or Valentine's or whatever to it, so you could do that as well. You could screw it into the wall or use a command strip. So lots of options on this metal drawer, and it is $30. So $30 on the metal drawer. All right, then we have some boxing gloves. These would be fun to put in your man cave, in a kid's room. They do have different shoestrings in them from getting laced up, so you could make those match if you wanted. But you could hang them, dangle them over a picture frame, hang it on the wall, or just stick a nail in the wall and hang them, or even a thumbtack. Thumbtacks are a great idea because they make smaller holes and they're easy to get in and out. So you've got boxing gloves for $40, and these are smaller ones. I have huge man hands, if you've seen that Seinfeld episode, but I would say these are smaller size gloves. So $40 on the boxing gloves. Okay, then we've got another little box. This one does have a closure, and the hinges are leather straps. So common to see that. This one's missing, or it must have broke off because it wasn't missing. This one's still there, but it must have been very common for people to take scraps of leather, I guess, and use those for hinges. So it's not going to stand up very well because that's missing. But you could use it to stack stuff, or you could go ahead and take it off the cut the other side that has the leather so that you can not have it hinged anymore and just lift it on and lift it off. This one has also been sealed and just made out of some scrap wood. $20 on this wooden box. Okay, then this is something that I normally have covered up at the shop, and my camera's probably not far enough back for you to even get a full glimpse of it, but it is a picnic basket, but it is a cooler. And you can't hardly see the writing here at the top, but it says Hawkeye basket. So it's a Hawkeye basket. It's a vintage picnic basket that has a cooler inside. So this is just wood but painted gray, and it had felt around the edges of it at some point. It's seen better days now. And then it's just all metal lined. I'm not really sure what you would do for this other than it just maybe keeps it from collapsing. And then you have this little divider in here. Maybe your ice goes in there and your food goes in here. But it's just something that's super neat that you would just think it's a picnic basket if you didn't open it up. So if you wanted to repurpose it, you could totally just use the picnic basket. You could even take this piece out and put flowers in it or something. Keep this piece off. Always just, displaying the lid. You could put greenery or something in here. So different options for that. So on the Hawkeye basket, it is $75. So the Hawkeye cooler basket. Okay, then I'm wanting to say that this is tapestry. I think somebody has washed it because it is now in a diamond shape. And I am for some reason envisioning that it would have been a seat cover or a stool cover, but I just love it. I love the color. I love the texture. I love all the fraying and all the messiness of it. I normally display it by putting it like in a bucket or putting it in a basket, and you could just dangle it from the corner and then drape it in somewhere so that you can see all the beautiful stitching on it. So $15 on what we're calling the tapestry seat cover. All right, then we've got, I just rolled something off. Then we've got this wheel. It does have some of the rubber coming off of it. You can see here in about 3 different spots. Probably was either off of a stroller or a buggy, and this would have been the front wheel that would pivot and turn, and I just twisted it off of the screw part, whatever you call that. So anyway, I will stop touching things so I stop breaking things. But that will go back on there. You could just set this on the on something and display it like that with some layering, or you could hang it on the wall as well. So $15 on our wheel here. And just as a reminder that every time I do a sale, I will go on Instagram stories after I get everybody invoiced for their stuff and put what's still available in stories. So that will show up on Instagram stories and Facebook stories. So here we've got just a tin of perfumed crystals, Stanley brand. It says Westfield, Massachusetts. It's basically kind of like mothballs, I think. Kills moths when used as directed. Used in trunks, clothes chests, bureau drawers, wardrobes, and other confined places. So just some old advertising. It is $5. And I think we got time for a couple more things. We've got this C&H sugar bag. You could clothespin it, to a line that you put in your house on your wall. You could fill it up and make it into a pillow. You could frame it, put it behind a window. So on the sugar sack, it's $10. And then we've got this sugar sack that has had, I think it's one of the holly sugar sacks, and this one has had some stuffing added to it, so you could do that with the other one as well. You can just faintly see the holly here. That's why I'm pretty sure it is called a holly sugar sack. So this would just look cute, and you could do this with any kind of sack. and, you know, set this beside that bucket that I had. Add something else so you have your odd number of items for display. And this would be a cute option for that. So $10 on the one that's turned into a pillow as well. Okay, let's do one more thing. We've got this armor crate. This side has one of the boards has broke off, and then on this side it is still there with some great graphics. This box has been sealed. Brazil armor is what this side says, and then corned beef is what the other side says. And then it says, let's see, Chicago, Illinois is where the corned beef side. So this crate is $25. So $25 for the armor. Well, thanks guys for hanging with me for this lunch break. And sorry, my comments aren't working. I have no control over that. Thanks, Facebook. But I will go back and I will read everything, and I will message everybody or reply to comments to anybody who's getting stuff. And otherwise, I will have another sale Sunday at 7 p.m. at our normal time. And Sunday is a big day. So go Chiefs.